Hello, welcome back to Tic Tac Tarot. I'm Milo, and I'm going to be your reader for today. If this is your first time tuning in, thank you for tuning in, and if you're a return viewer, thanks again for all your support. I appreciate you guys a lot. This is going to be a collective reading for those of you who need it most, and this came across your page without you searching for it. This is meant for you, so this means this is a time is fluid reading. Whenever this finds you, there could be a message in it for you. Only take what resonates to your situation. Leave what does not for somebody else. If it doesn't make sense to you, it's not your story. You're Cinderella, Cinderfella, Cinder them in your own story. You don't have to put on somebody else's shoes. With that being said, this is gender not specific. If I say he or she, I'm referring to a character on the cards, not you or your person specifically. Alright. And yeah, so I've been guided to just do a plain old simple reading with the classic Rider-Waite and clarify with the same deck. I'm not sure why. It's just what I've been guided to do. So let's jump into it. Don't forget to check out your monthly generals for each zodiac sign for the month of December. Keep a lookout for January's to come for you as well. And of course, I will try to get out another pick a card reading in the near future here as well. Those take up a little bit more time, so I have to have a lot more than just 20 minutes to throw down for you. Alright. So, I really like the pick a card readings because it kind of gives me an opportunity to narrow down collective energies into 3 different categories for you. So they do take a little bit more time and effort to put into them. They don't get as many views, which is kind of funny to me. I feel like that would be a bigger topic than a collective reading personally, but who am I? Who am I to say? Anyway, let's jump into your reading. For the collective, this timeless reading, what do they need to hear most? This is to do with work. This is going to be a collective work reading. And what are we working on? I'm not sure yet, but we're going to find out. Alright. What's going on in the energy? Some of you are tired and exhausted. You might be running out of options. Or you might be confused about all your options. Let's find out. I'm picking up a lot of exhaustion here. Interesting. So many cards all the time. All the time you do this to me. Okay, so things are coming to light. And what are they coming to light about? Well, about a little bit of a woe is me situation here. And I'm kind of seeing that in your cards. There's very much a woe is me situation here. Okay. The extra message that I have out here is the Fool, but I'll touch base on this when I'm done reading. You have 7 of Cups, the Star, and the Magician here. You are exhausted. You've exhausted all your options, is what I'm hearing. So whether this is like you feel like you've tried everything and now you're just kind of handing it over to the universe, God, whatever you believe in here. Like you've tried everything. This is what I have tried everything, Milo, is what I'm hearing in my head. Like you are just, I've gone down every avenue possible and I can't seem to manifest what it is that I'm trying to manifest. Queen of Wands, Four of Pentacles, Three of Swords. Four of Pentacles being at the center of your read. Right away, I heard you have to spend money to make money. So maybe you're trying to be frugal, and that one option that you're not choosing is the one where you have to spend some money to make it, where you have to take a risk. The Queen of Wands, she's a risk taker. She's, you know, very passionate. She, you know, she calculated risks, obviously, not foolish risks. You know, I always associate black cats with luck. Okay, that's Pan in the back there. My black cat, all black. No white, no nothing, no other color on him. He's pure black. I've checked him over, I promise. But anyway, so maybe like it, when you take this calculated risk, there's a little bit of luck involved. But don't quote me on that, because trailing that is this Three of Swords, which is talking about heartbreak. But I think this is more of a mental capacity for you right now. With this line here, I've got the Magician, the Three of Wands, and the Nine of Wands. And when I read this as the way I'm reading it, the method to my madness here, I'm reading this as like you're in this mental state of sadness right now, and that's what's blocking this opportunity. Like you feel like you've exhausted all possible options, but you're not looking at that one option, that involves spending a bit more money than you would have hoped to. But what I'm also picking up here is if you don't take a risk one way or the other, you will lose. What resonates to your situation, please only take that. And with a grain of salt as well, okay? We all have free will. At the bottom of the deck here, we have the Five of Pentacles, the Two of Cups, and the Nine of Wands. Interestingly enough, when I told you we all have free will, I was drawn to put my hand in my pocket, and I still have my wallet in my pocket from when I went to the stores for some snacks. So it's like my hand instinctively went to hold my wallet, to hold on to my wallet, which is what you're kind of doing. When somebody presents an idea to you that might cost you a little bit more money than you had hoped, you're like, oh, my wallet's still there, okay. Like that kind of energy, like, oh, do I still have money, at the end of it? That's the kind of energy I'm picking up from this, which is going to lead you to this lack mindset, this lack of mentality, where, you don't think that you have enough for things, which in turn, which is the crossing corner, the complete opposite corner of this is your manifestation. So to me, this feels like you can't be in this energy, or you're not going to manifest that new beginning, or that, that success when you take that leap of faith. This could have something to do with taking on a partner, or an investment, or possibly, working alongside with somebody. If you're a boss, it could be something as simple as giving them a raise. Like, you don't want to give them a raise, but you don't know how else to keep them engaged, or they're trying to quit, and you don't want them to quit, and you don't want to invest any money into them. This is what this card is saying. You're going to have to spend a little money if you want to keep this person. That's all that the cards are really saying for that particular message. But here's the thing. I've got this Fool card over here, and it's the only card that I'm kind of being drawn to clarify. but I'm going to do it in a different way than what I've been clarifying this. And I think that's why Spirit was really telling me to just use the Rider-Waite. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this and I'm going to scooch it to the right here. Not to the left like Beyonce, to the right like Milo. I'm being weird. Okay, I share a birthday with Beyonce, so let's just keep that in mind. I might be famous one day. Fool card. Now, normally, for those of you who know me, sometimes if I have extra time at the end, I will pull you what you don't see coming. What I'm being asked to do is clarify what you don't see coming, which is the Moon card at the base of this deck telling you things are coming to light. And it has to do with this leap of faith that you want to take, but you're not sure of. Take what resonates only, okay? Here's the thing. This is you thinking everything's done. You know, you're beating a dead horse kind of energy. Like you've exhausted all your options. But what you don't see is things are actually falling in place for you, for somebody to become generous. And I think that this has a lot to do with this Two of Cups. So the more... Okay. Thank you, Spirit, for clarifying. What goes around comes around. When you invest in somebody, they go, oh, holy shit, this person appreciates me. And then they invest more energy back into you. So what goes around comes around, right? The Wheel of Fortune. It's also the fates, karmic lessons, karmic relationships. If somebody has been put into your path and you've met kind of almost, I wouldn't even go so far as to stalemate, but an option, an ultimatum, right? Something along those lines. It's a test. It's a universal test to see how you handle that. And depending on how you handle that equals how much you receive at the end, or how you receive at the end. Or is it going to be, are you going to receive a lot of good karma? Are you going to receive some karma? Are you going to receive an okay amount of karma? Or are you going to be the beggar in the situation, right? Like, are you going to see no karma, bad karma, whatever? Not that begging should necessarily be a bad thing, the bad karmic situation. I think those who have fallen on hard times deserve a little bit of help. Everybody deserves to be able to eat, have shelter, and feel safe. That's just my opinion. Just my opinion. I don't run the government, so I can't help you. I'm sorry. But enough about that. I don't like to bring politics into this. And that was just my little rant. Anyway, back to your situation here, beating dead horses and whatnot. I'm going to get some clarity on this, and I'm only going to get one more card of clarity. So I need to know kind of what this is leading into here. Yeah. Once you make the choice as I say that, and I'll show you the way the cards landed here. So, I'm sorry. The Seven of Pentacles is trying to rear its little head out there. I'm sorry if you get motion sickness from cameras. I try not to do that as often as possible, but I wanted to show you that I'm not messing around with the cards before I pick up the deck here. The Seven of Pentacles is on the back. Once you choose to invest in this situation, whatever that is, whether that's, paying this person that wants more money from you, or freeing yourself from this person, that determines how much the universe invests back into you. A lot of people are put on your path to see if you're going to do the right thing in order to return that karma to you. I'll give you a very small example. Recently, I went out to get some lunch at Subway, and I had a $20 bill loose in my pocket that I was going to use to pay for this. And I got out of my car, and when I got out of my car, I'm looking, I'm like, oh crap, I'm in a pay spot. I better hurry up. Okay? I better hurry up and get my stuff and get out of here. So I was like hustling down the half a block it took to get to the subway. And this guy stopped me, and I was like, oh man, I really don't have time for this. And he goes, hey man, like, I'm short like 60 cents for the bus. Can you help me? And I was like, oh, I don't know what I got for change. And I pulled out 50 cents. And I was like, I've only got 50. Is that like, that's a start, right? I mean, I'm sure the TTC guy will let you on if you're 10 cents short. He's like, yeah, okay. So he took the 50 cents, and I went in the store, and I went to pay for my sub, and the $20 bill wasn't in my pocket. And I was like, crap, I lost that somewhere. So I paid with my debit card, got my sub, went back to my car, and there was a $20 bill blown across the road. I had dropped the $20 bill when I pulled my phone out when I got out of the car, but it was still there. So I stopped the traffic, I grabbed this $20 bill, and not only that, but I had a parking enforcement guy help me to stop the traffic. And I wasn't thinking, so I'm like, I just associated him with a police officer. I've only been in Toronto for so long. I don't know all the things. He looked like a cop to me. Let's just put it that way. And then I got in my car, and I realized, oh shit, he was about to give me a ticket. So that 50 cents that I gave that one guy that needed just a little bit of help, even though I could have just blew past him and said, I don't have time, it literally saved me $20 and a ticket. 50 cents. The universe tests us in the smallest ways in order to yield us the biggest results in life. And that's a beautiful thing that I love about this universe. What goes around comes around tenfold, threefold. Doesn't matter what you believe in. It all comes back around and then some. And that's the beauty of it. But it's also the bittersweet part of it. Because if you're a terrible person and you fire somebody for no reason, or you underpay them, or whatever, you take advantage of their hard work, or you just use and abuse people, it all comes back around to haunt you. And it may not come back around to haunt you in a similar situation or right away, but usually if you have to wait to receive karma, and the bad kind, you're looking at bad things, right? But that's also not to say that that's the case with this. That's just me heeding advice about what I know about karma and what I've experienced, okay? This is saying you have options. You have a choice to either, be independent and let this person go or whatever, or just be on your own, or to emotionally invest in this person, which may mean, giving a little bit more than what you would hope to give, or, maybe you have to praise them a little bit more than you like to praise people, or maybe you have to train them a little bit longer in order for them to catch on to something. But this is the universe testing you, because in the foreseeable future, there's going to be a part where somebody needs to be generous with you. I'm not sure where. I'm not a psychic. I just read some tarot cards and the energy pulled off of them and get the messages from my higher self and my spirit guides for you. But somewhere down the road, you're going to need help. And it's these little pivotal moments. It's something as simple as giving somebody 50 cents to get on a bus that's going to shape the future of how generous the universe is going to be to you. Okay? And that's really the message that is coming out of these cards. So you have not exhausted all your options. What you've exhausted is all the options that are comfortable. Get out of your comfort zone. Start doing more to help people. Start, listening to your intuition about certain things. Because if your intuition is saying, man, I can't lose this person, that's your intuition talking. Saying you shouldn't lose this person. This person's good for you somewhere, so for some reason. or you're like, man, like I can't afford to give that, that's lack mentality, and you're manifesting that you can't afford to give that. If you are like, this person works, this is just an example, hypothetical, this person works their butt off for me, they come back early from their breaks, they're always on time, they're always early for work, they stay late, they're never watching the clock, they're not fucking around on their phones all the time, like just typical nonsense in the workforce, right? They have work ethic, and I'm sorry to say it, but this generation, we lack a lot of work ethic. It's just a thing. I've seen it. I've managed kitchens before, oodles of kitchens. I've been through the mud and back, and I know that the generations stemming from the late 90s and up kind of lack, not all, don't quote me, not all, but some of them lack that work ethic that is installed, like, you need to work, right? It's not just a paycheck, it's work. But anyway, I'm digressing. If this person is not like that, if this person works their butt off for you and stuff like that, and they're asking for like a raise because they need to afford something, or they're asking for like a loan, even like a payday loan, like I'm gonna be short on rent, can you just help me out, I'm good for it, I'll work it off, yada yada yada, and you deny them of that, well, things can change real quick in anybody's circumstances, and you could be on the other end just begging the bank to give you a little bit more time before they tack on all kinds of interest or some ridiculous thing, whatever, begging your credit card company to just give you a little bit more room on your credit card so that you can pay off a bill or something. These are just examples. This is not your situation, but that's what I mean. And because you denied this person that little bit of help, you're going to be denied that help too. And that's the way karma works. But I think you knew that. I'm going to leave this there because I just feel like at this point I'm just going to keep rambling about karma and random work ethic. So I hope this helps somebody out there, and if it did, give it a like and a thumbs up and a subscribe. Please subscribe to the channel. I appreciate you guys and your support. Even if you don't watch the videos, just subscribe to the channel. It's a little button, it's not gonna hurt you, right? It's just that little bit of love, and it comes back tenfold, because one of these messages, if this one didn't resonate, one of them's bound to resonate for you, and it's going to give you some insight. Just a thought. Anyway, until next time, love and light, guys.